clinics, that is where you start your lawyering skills. There were students who were in the US offering free legal advice to Ghanaian companies from the US. So there was a clinic on international transactions. So an SME going to enter into a transaction, the clinic gets in touch with the SME. So these clinics, we don't have these clinics. Now because of the numbers, even tutorials. We used to fit in Professor Mensah Bonsu's office for a tutorial. You will sit in her office and have a tutorial. But now the class is 70. If I want to have a tutorial, I start at 5:30 and I end at 9:30 p.m. Because then I'll have to break the class down into, because a tutorial is not a lecture. It's surgical. That's where you interact with them. That's where you get their questions. That's where you get answers. So we need to look at, if we are saying bring professional legal training to the faculty itself will have to put its house in order. Otherwise, we are coming to graft professional legal training on a system that is already suffering both structural and substantive deficiencies that we need to deal with. So I think that we need to look at our training, because these clinics, they are very important. There are students here, they will study contracts law, but they will never see a simple contract. But if you ask them, they will give you all the contract terms, but a simple contract, they've never seen it. Why do we have government like legal aid? Students should be able to have a clinic where they go there and they draft simple contracts for persons who come in. There are SMEs who need the service of lawyers. And in graduate school, in the US, at a certain level, in school, you are able to go to court under the supervision of what we call a clinic professor. So you don't need lawyers going to the district courts. Some of these immigration cases, very little petty issues, you have students working under the supervision. They meet clients, they take their... So we need to move away and innovate at the level of the faculty. Then my second biggest problem is personnel, and they've touched on it. We don't have a policy of growing legal academics, but we are expecting law teachers. Most of my colleagues who went into academia, it was their own choice because that is what they wanted to do. There should be a conscious program of growing students who will teach law. Research assistants, graduate assistant program. You see your first class students, you ask them, do you want to be? You create avenues for them. We apply for our own graduate school. Those who have gone on PhD, but you don't have a trajectory of growing the personnel. But you want to open access. If you open access, where will the personnel come from? And I agree with Nii on practice that yes, it's a vocational course. But some of the subjects are also academic in nature. That is why in those jurisdictions where they've opened up, in a class, if you are teaching commercial law, you have a commercial law lecturer and a commercial law clinic professor who comes in to just give experience. So I will teach you sale of goods. He comes in with all his sale of goods contract. He interacts with you, how to see the terms, what are latent defects. You do that practically. But we don't have that.